Hello everybody and welcome to BI Navigation. My name is Pete Smith, and over the course of the next few videos we're going to look at modelling accounting and financial information from your ledgers into Power BI. But we'll start life off with a little look at the traditional ways of doing this, typically Excel, those sorts of applications. We'll then run on and look at what and give an overview of what a Power BI finance solution might look like. We'll talk about some of the difficulties in modelling that ledger data into Power BI and getting the numbers through and making sense. There are quite a few technical issues to consider. We'll look at some of the existing solutions that are out there and consider those. There are some and they're very good. We'll then have a look at BI Navigation's own model structure. We'll talk about the business structure. You'll have sites, departments, companies, and we'll look at what the report formats look like. Is it a traditional profit and loss statement? Is it different? What information does a manager need to look at his financials? And then we'll look at how we map that up through to the model. And then we'll look at how we rework the numbers in your ledgers to get them to Power BI. How do they get there? We'll then dig into the BI Navigation PBICS. For those people new to Power BI, read PBICS as a data model, a little bit like an Excel file where you design everything and get everything ready to go. We'll look at how the data gets refreshed there. We'll talk about a date table and where to get that from. And we'll look at the relationships between the tables in that file and see how those relationships make the model run a lot more quickly. We'll talk about the DAX measures that are involved in the file. DAX measures, again, for those new to Power BI, read as Excel formally for the moment. And then we'll look at the visualization of the data. Some of it's very traditional and some of it is very Power BI, very modern, very slick. We'll then turn to paginated reports, because unfortunately there is always still a necessity for PDFs and Excel exports in financials. There's always a third party that needs the numbers and doesn't necessarily have access to your systems or your spreadsheets. So let's move on and look at how a typical set of management accounting data or statutory accounting data is pulled together. You start life off with a trial balance or some ledger data from your accounting system, and then that data will find its way into a whole host of spreadsheets. Your main one and your regular monthly one is likely to be month to date, year to date, with some budget in there and some last year in there and some comparison data. And you'll then probably also have some quarterly, half yearly, yearly history. You may have, if your ledgers are fairly small, those two things combined into one spreadsheet. That's equally possible, and with a bit of VBA is easily done. But you also have other things as well. You'll need to make returns to the bank in all likelihood. They want to see your financials, balance sheet, cash flow, P&L, maybe at a more summary level than your initial spreadsheet there, but nonetheless they'll need a regular return. There'll be all sorts of ad hoc reports to do. I've put insurance reports into this template, for example. Those all come off ledger data. Shareholders may require slightly different reports than everybody else, and on and on and on it may go in your own organization. Basically anything that can come out of the financial ledgers comes into a spreadsheet and then gets sent to the party that needs to read it, be it internal or external. At close of play on preparing all of that, you will in all likelihood have a large PDF distribution to managers, banks, shareholders, any other interested parties, and all of that takes a long time to produce. My own background, I worked in the motor trade and my organization had 30 managers. So the exercise when we did have Excel or something similar to Excel running our management accounting was a whole day exercise, just churning out the relevant PDFs for the relevant managers, and all of that is time consuming, and it's time that a finance professional can be doing something else, something more to add value to the business. So this kind of process isn't very well automated. It's pretty slow. It doesn't manage too much history. It's high maintenance. New ledger code will need to be sorted and placed into all of these different spreadsheets. If you had a new ledger code, if somebody came up with a new KPI that they wanted to introduce, then you'd have to work the Excel formula out for that, put it in there, making sure it works. And the whole thing is very, very, very time consuming. I'm going to close on this video here, so I hope this introductory video has given you a taste for what Power BI can do. And in the next video, we'll look at some top level stuff on Power BI for financials and see where that takes us. Thanks for watching. Hope you look forward to the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.